Hi, Periscopers. I am on way later than usual. Oh, thank you for joining True Anglican, and thank you for joining, Robin. I see you there. Yeah, like 5 hours later than usual. I just had so much to do. Hey, I'm so happy to see you all. And I was in appointments that ran late because that's what they do. Oh, thank you for joining, Malcolm and Stacy, I think I saw earlier. But I wanted to be faithful. Hello from Canada. I am up late. It's not as late here, but it is late. Good to see you, Famie. I'm later than usual, but I wanted to be faithful to saying I'm going to be here every weekday. So I am going to go to bed soon, but I wanted to just kind of pop on for a couple moments. And thank you for the love. I see the hearts there. Thank you, Robin. In fact, I was on a little later because I saw one of my friends on. I started watching her scope. I was like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be scoping. So thank you all for joining us. I won't keep you long because I appreciate you joining me later in the evening, but I thank you for the little hearts. It makes me feel the love. And please feel free to invite your followers by swiping left to right if you are on an iPhone, or from the bottom to the top if you are on an Android. Thank you for joining us, Sis Girl. Oh, thank you, True Anglican. I try. Thank you for joining Albert and Kimon. I see you here too. So apparently people are up later at night. This is when I need to be doing this. But usually I'm asleep. Thank you for joining us, Matt and Marshall. Thank you for following. I'll try and follow you as well. Thank you, Derek, for joining us. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ryan from Texas. Are you really Ryan from Texas? So I appreciate joining us in this late hour to just chat for a couple moments. I'll get started, and I hope that you just continue to send some love. Thank you for joining us, Bug Vegas. My name is Monica A. Coleman, and I'm a professor of religion, and I'm based in Los Angeles, California. And I am the author of the forthcoming book, Bipolar Faith, A Black Woman's Journey with Depression and Faith. And I just kind of jump on Periscope for a couple moments each weekday and share with you the answers to the questions I get asked more than anything else. And the questions I get asked when I travel, when I speak, even by my students, are what are my spiritual practices, and what are the things that I do to live faithfully with a depressive condition, in my case, a bipolar 2 condition. And so I just share a little bit of what's going on in my day. And it was one of those days. It was going pretty well. I kept holding so many things in my head. I had 2 babysitters come to the house in the morning and just had a lot going on. A lot of commuting, a lot of driving, a lot of moving parts. I dropped a couple balls today. And so if you look at the title of this, my spiritual practice is called Order Takeout. And so that was my spiritual practice today. And I order takeout, and I order takeout other days, but to me it really felt like a spiritual practice to kind of know when to say you can't do it all. And I to know when to say, I am not Superwoman, which I am very aware of. I can't do everything all the time the way that I want to do it. I'm just a person. And sometimes I can't whip up any kind of gourmet vegan anything. I had leftovers and takeout. And I ordered my favorite takeout that's not that far, and it's vegan, and I'm actually order a lot. Pretty soon the delivery person's like, hey, good to see you again. Because I order it a lot. Yes, I am vegan. And there's a Thai place that's got a vegan menu, and I click on my phone, and in 20 minutes at the front door. But it's not just about that I ordered takeout, but it's really that I think sometimes it's a good practice to kind of know when you can't do it all, or even when you can't do the things that you want to do, the things that you're used to doing, because those are common experiences for those of us who live with depressive conditions. You'll find yourself unable to do what you want to do, unable to do what you like to do, unable to do sometimes the things that you need to do. And sometimes you just need to say, I'm not doing it today. I'm going to outsource this. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to order takeout. And it's something that I know I talk to other parents about when you're like, hey, we're going to do pizza tonight. We're going to do tacos. We're going to make it easier. when it comes to dinner. But it's really also the spiritual practice of offering grace to yourself. We talk a lot about in Christian traditions how God offers us grace, how God doesn't judge us or demand things of us in terrible, horrible, you better do it ways, right? But that God is always God sees us sometimes in gentler ways than we see ourselves. And God offers us grace, and God offers us love, and doesn't give us everything that we deserve. And sometimes we are not very good. Exactly, God is not a bully. And sometimes we're not good at offering that grace to ourselves. And so it really is a spiritual practice to sometimes say, I'm offering that grace to myself. I'm going to offer, try to love myself the way God loves me. Try to take myself off the hook and say it's okay when I can't do it all, when I'm not doing it all. It doesn't work that way every day. I'm going to order takeout today and everything's going to be okay. Everybody's going to get fed, and I will have rested. So I saw that somebody asked if my children know about my condition. My children are too young to understand. So it's not really an issue at this point in my life. So check back in on Periscope in 4 years if we're all still Periscoping by then. Who knows what we'll be doing on social media by then, and I'll let you know how that goes. Or check out follow-up book to Bipolar Faith, and maybe I'll have a couple words about that. And there are really good, actually, children's books that talk to young people about parents who live with depression or bipolar conditions. But I think that I would talk to my kids the way I would about any other chronic condition or anything else that I'd want to share with them that's complex. The same way you talk to kids about things like adoptions or all the variety of things that are complicated. You just kind of explain in language they can understand. So that's what I would do. I wouldn't hide it because I couldn't. I'm too public about it, and I'm not ashamed of it. I would just talk to my child about it, presumably like many other things. And it turns out that since I am what doctors call a highly functional depressive, that is, I really can do a lot even when I feel pretty crappy. And I've got a pretty good support network. I really don't worry much about negative impacts because there are a lot of people looking out for me. And so that's actually another spiritual practice I've talked a little bit about, and I'll talk more about, and that is kind of putting your network in place, putting that safety net there, so there are people looking out for you. But this one's about order takeout. Offer yourself grace. Don't take yourself off the hook sometimes, and love yourself the way God does, so you don't have to do it all on the days when you just can't do it all, or you just check in 5 hours later than usual in a desire to be faithful. So that's where I am today, and I thank you all for joining me. Again, if you've enjoyed this, you can catch the replay. I'm going to post it on Twitter. I'm at Monica A. Coleman. If you feel free to share it with people, and you can just use the hashtag Bipolar Faith, and you can pre-order the book on Amazon. Look under Bipolar Faith or me, Monica A. Coleman. Again, I'm based in Los Angeles, and I thank you all for joining me this evening. Have a great evening.